Hi there and welcome to a new video in which we are going to be checking out Godot 4.4 release candidate 1, okay, which was basically released today a couple of hours ago. So fortunately I was about to record the content for the following days and I got this amazing news. Everything kind of timed up perfectly. So let's basically start right away checking this version out. Okay, so here we have the official post. As you can see, 21 February. Today's 22 here it says, but this is because of the time in which I am. Because if we go to the Twitter of Godot, what you will see is that indeed this was just 4 hours ago published. Okay. So we can basically just go over here and start checking out what we have. So here the most important thing, all features are in place, the most critical regressions have been tackled. So it means that there are not going to be any kind of new features or new amazing stuff that we are accustomed to seeing in the previous releases, basically in the dev releases. And as well, there are not going to be like huge bug fixes or anything like that. They are just going to be doing the last stuff to make it available to use for production in real games, let's say. As always, make sure that you are always making a copy of the project, because even though these versions do tend to work quite nicely with simple stuff, with small projects, they are release candidates, so they are not kind of stable long-term support versions, so there can always be something that may not work as well as it should. So Godot tells you to do that. I also tell you to do the following. Just always make sure that you are doing some kinds of copies in your projects. Okay, you can use GitHub for this. That is the easiest way of doing that. And well, the usual stuff that we used to have, or that we are used to having over there. And well, for the highlights themselves, I have already kind of checked them out. As you can see, we don't have many of them. Once again, the closer we get to the official version of it, the fewer new things we are going to be having. And by the way, I really like what we are seeing over here of this will not be a game but an application. So we may actually just try it out in a future video, or even right now if it is easy to set up, and if it is free, that probably is. But well, what I was telling you, the closer we get to official release, the fewer things are going to be released or important stuff. Okay. So well, as you can see, maybe some of the things, when you read them, you don't understand what they are about. You are not going to be taking advantage of them. Of course, if you are kind of a more intermediate or advanced Godot developer, you may read, I know, this. This could actually be something that we take advantage of, that we're going to be checking out. But I don't know, you read this and you don't understand what this is. Or if you are an intermediate or advanced developer, you do understand, oh yes, this is going to completely change my life or will make my workflow a little bit better. So don't feel worried if you don't understand completely these changes. Some of them could be for the general user and some others could be for the more intermediate advanced developer. So once that we have understood that, let's go ahead and download this version. So let's wait a second until this is there. And let's basically open it up. Okay, so here we also showcase how amazing and easy it is to download the engine. So let's basically open it up and let's give it a second. And as you can see, in a matter of, 15-20 seconds, we have it over here. Something that I do want to mention is the fact that now the project manager window is much bigger. So this is 4.3 and as you can see, it was much smaller. So well, maybe you do like this change. And also, when you create a new project, you have this edit now button, which means that if it is on, which is the default option, it is going to open up the project as soon as you create it. So I will just go ahead and create a new one here on my downloads. And I will press over there, create, and let's give it a second. So well, here we are inside of Godot, the usual stuff, 4.4 release candidate 1. And what I just want to do is to showcase, as I'm doing, in case that you don't know, the main stuff of this version, or well, some interesting stuff that is coming. So for example, when you add a camera, you now have this preview window. So if you add a mesh, for example, so let's add a circle or wherever, a cylinder, I don't care, and we move it, okay, we are going to actually be seeing the the preview, basically, as simple as you are seeing. And also you can now, for example, key or make it favorite any property basically, and it's going to be shown on top, or you can also right click and favorite it. I really like that option. So also maybe this preview option, you're not going to really be using it a lot, because now this exact same stuff you can directly see it over here, but well, maybe this does get deleted in the following versions. And with the other stuff that I wanted to show, well, let's add this usual stuff. It's this new game window. So now when you press play, okay, let's select the current sim. Now we see these options over here. So we can go to a 3D mode, select the cylinder, for example, and do whatever we want to do with it. I don't know, modify its position to 1 in the Y, and it has moved up. Let's move it to 2. And as you can see, it was modified as well. So well, this is quite cool. You can also change kind of the stretching here, okay, of the window. For example, let me make this a little bit bigger, and as you can see, well, depending on the option that we may have, well, this changes, okay. What else? And also you can either have it embedded or you can have it floating. So by default this is made floating, so it's kind of just a window. That, by the way, I believe they have fixed the fact that in previous betas, when you were moving this window, it was kind of glitchy. If you have seen the previous beta, okay, moving this would make things like go quite crazy. I think that right now there is some kind of craziness going on there with the cylinder that is kind of breaking here. Or well, I don't know, maybe it's my illusion. It does work quite fine. But what I want to show is that now you can directly disable the floating option. So when you play again, you will have it directly here. And well, me personally, I like it much more like this. And once again, you can select this 3D node if you have the 3D button here selected, and do whatever you want to do with it. So you can, I know, modify the rotation, and so it's going to directly take place over there. So that's why I like it much more. So this is the main stuff of this version, okay. And now what I want to do is to actually download this application again, if it is free, okay. So there should be somewhere here, here, the course illustration from Tiny Pasture, I believe it's pronounced. So here it is, and let's see. Okay, no, this is not free, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to check it out. But well, it is amazing, these kinds of things. Okay, I like it because it's so chill. But well, here it is in case that you also want to check this out. It's not that expensive, of course, but well, there it is if you do want to check this out. So well, this is all for the first release candidates of Godot. As you have seen, I believe I am the only one who is always posting kind of the latest stuff. I know there are also other creators that maybe as soon as the official version is live or whatever, they post a video even faster than I do. But they don't post this kind of progress of Godot from the first versions, the first dev releases, to the betas, to the alpha, or to the alphas, to the betas, to the release candidates, to the official version. I believe the only one that is actually doing this all the time and as soon as possible, as soon as they are released. So well, if you really want to always keep up to date, I really recommend that you subscribe to the channel, because this is something that I've been doing for lots of months, because I love the Godot engine. I really like the community itself, and I love just checking out the new stuff and everything just with you, because I also know that you do like this type of content. So that is all. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.